So some of you guys left comments for me and asked me to try this pair of sneakers. I saw images of these as well. I've had them since the pre-order. Honestly, I pre-ordered them and got them and I've been wearing them. And this is insane. Like, so I just did a video on my top 10 like max cushion sneakers of the year. This was on that list, just assuming that it was gonna be a banger because I mean, look at it. It's ridiculous. The size of this midsole is nuts. We're at that point of the max cushion threshold where I don't know if it can get any better than this. I feel like this is, it's like HD TVs. Every brand's coming out with a perfect pair that is like wider based, definitely max cushioned, softer foam. This one's nitrogen infused, DNA tuned, it's called on here. The midsole is plentiful in the heel, but it's also plentiful in the forefoot. It's just insane where the brands are taking these things. And I feel like this is the best representation of that from Brooks that I've tried on. I will go on record and say this is the most comfortable Brooks I've ever worn. And I've tried probably 7 or 8 pairs. I've tried the Glycerins and you know, some of the other ones that they've released, some of the nitrogen infused foam ones with the DNA Loft V3s, super good stuff as well. But this one takes the cake by far, the best version. Now, how is it comparison to other pairs on the market? I will try to do a breakdown for some of those in other videos. I owe you guys a bunch of comparison videos, but if you guys want to see something specifically to compare against these, leave those comments in the comment section of what you want to see comparison wise to these, and I will work on those videos because I want to say I want to be able to compare these to the other max cushion contenders in my top 10 max cushion video. So like the More V5s is the prime competitor, I would feel like, which is not overly a fair comparison because this is a $200 shoe. Those ones are like $155. So it will still be a fun comparison because overall on feet, both of them are absolutely insane. I would say that the soft squishy nature is maybe a little bit better in this one, even than the More V5s, which is my #1 spot on that list if you guys didn't see that video. The More V5s are amazing, but this one might actually beat it out just because of the forefoot squish in here. Feels just a little bit better in my opinion than even the More V5s. That being said, an insane shoe. If you guys want to buy them, I'll link them in the description. How do they fit? Fit true to size in my opinion. I'm a 9.5. They fit me perfectly. They don't have wide versions for this shoe. Some information about this one because you're going to want a little bit of the specs since it is such a you know, a tech heavy pair. Product details, again, this one is called the Glycerin Max. Retails at $200, and it says the men's Glycerin Max optimizes airy softness and electrifying responsiveness at every point of every step. How 2 types of nitrogen infused cushioning seamlessly tuned into one midsole. That's the running redefined. So it says it's best for road running, protective cushioning, effortless transitions, and innovative design. This is same as the other Brooks shoe that I reviewed. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. In that same sort of like innovation kitchen sort of stuff that they're doing over there, I imagine. So the other pair was super good. My first experience with the nitrogen infused midsoles, it was amazing, but the upper felt a little bit weird. It felt like a sports bra, as I said, because of the way the tongue fit. This is definitely more along the regular max cushion lines, which I like. So some of the specs, it says these are designed for road. There is a 6 mm heel toe drop. The weight is 10.5 ounces. It feels a little heavier than that, to be honest. 10.5 ounces though is what it says. And then a cushion is a smooth, floaty feel thanks to the plush cushioning designed to help you enjoy and savor your run. It is the most cushioned version of the cushion levels that they have, and the support is neutral. And I'll tell you, this midsole is nuts. Like, so I don't know all of the tech parts about it, but you do see that there is 2 different types of foam, and I like that there's like a yellow translucent sort of nature to the foam, as you could see on the sides of the shoe, but it's also through the layer here, and it's also on the bottom. It looks like an egg basically. You have the yolk here and then you have the white, but none of it's runny. It's all cooked medium, which I like. I don't like runny eggs personally, but any which way, you do have the yolky sort of nature right here, and it's just insanely soft. Like, they did a really good job fine tuning this material, the DNA tuned as they call it, so pun intended there. But it is really good. The DNA Loft V3, also very good stuff, but the fact of the matter is this feels softer than anything that I've tried on from Brooks, and it's just squishier and everything. And I don't know which is the softer of the 2 foams. I'm assuming the carrier foam here is a little bit firmer than the yellow stuff, but it's hard to actually squish right here. When you squish through the rubber, it is really soft as well. But the fact that you have this big of a midsole is just absolutely nuts. I'm pretty sure this is not race day ready because I'm sure this is too big of a stack, like legally, like it's too big of a stack to race in. Maybe I'm wrong. I do like the upper though. It is just an engineered mesh. It is fairly generic feeling. It is plush though, and I like that. And also the thing that I do like, and I know they added extra weight, but this Brooks logo on the side, I love it. It's like rubberized, it's thicker, but it just sticks out that much more. And I love that it's like overlaid on top of the midsole and the upper. You know, some of the stuff we've seen like Nike do. It's like their version of that, and I really like it. I think it looks nice there. Other than that, there's no real crazy branding. It says Brooks on the back here, and then there's a small logo on the side. But again, the upper just engineered mesh. One of the cons, if you had to give one, is it's not gusseted. It's not semi-gusseted at all. It just kind of flops around a little bit, but it is plush enough and it sits in position well enough that it doesn't like shift to the left and right too much. So I don't even mind it that much. I just wish it was a little bit attached from this point down. Sometimes I like that just to be able to hold the shape. But overall, I've been wearing these. It doesn't shift around too much. You also do have a nice plush collar around the shoe as well. And overall, the experience is just like what you would expect from the upper. It's just a pair of running shoes. There's a little bit of structure issues maybe with the toe box section here. But other than that, the upper is wide enough for myself. I personally have a wider foot, so this fits perfect for my feet. I wear them a little bit looser, and I don't feel like there's any stability issues, even though you have this ridiculous stack of foam. So the foam is just huge. Yeah, they say 10.5 ounces. Maybe that's right. They do feel a little bit heavier. Still, 10.5 ounces for a shoe this ridiculous in size is insane. The rubber on the bottom feels nice and sticky as well. So I like the traction patterns that you have down here. But the midsole, again, back to the midsole. I can't say enough good things about it. It is insane. The material is really, really soft. Heel squish is insane. You roll off and off the toes, it's insane. There is lots and lots of cushioning in here. And definitely if I had to redo my max cushion list, because this one was lower on the list, this would be in the top tier, maybe definitely the top 5, probably the top 3. This would be probably right above the Puma Megmax or whatever that one is. I like that one a lot too. That one has an insane amount of cushioning. That's what I'm saying. All of these brands are coming up with some amazing stuff. The Saucony version, the Hurricane 24s are absolutely amazing too. I would say these are better than the Saucony Hurricanes off the top of my head, and these are better than the Megamaxes or whatever. I would say the only one that makes this one like a very, very close competition with overall comfort would be the More V5s. And I would say the More V5s has a little bit of an edge because it's cheaper at $155, and they do have wide foot versions, and it is more wide foot friendly for those people that need that. But I would say that those ones are absolutely incredible as well. Also the 1080 V14s, if you don't want this much cushioning underfoot, but still has a crazy amount of squish in the heel and the forefoot, I would say the 1080 V14s are an absolute must try. Those ones are probably my favorite daily pairs just because it's just overall the most functional. The stack of foam is good, but it's not crazy max cushion where it's just ridiculously big like these are. The 1080 V14s are my favorite like daily version of a comfort shoe. But for max cushion, I mean, shoot man, these things are insane. It's definitely a fun experience to put these on your feet. The price point, $200, is the rough part though, but it is an innovative pair, and I like that they're innovating in general with this midsole. I think that this is a tell of the future, probably for Brooks, and it's gonna be pretty bright because they have some really awesome like materials, and just the way they do the nitrogen infused foam in the midsole is just so smart. And it's like from what I gather, it's 2 different foams that they're actually nitrogen infusing at the same time. So it's like actually starts off these little pucks and then it blows up and then makes these midsoles, but it's like fused together so you don't have like glue and stuff. I feel like this is just a solid way of doing it. And hopefully other companies are gonna take notice of this. The dual density foams and stuff are awesome, but to create them in the way that they're doing it is pretty magical. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about these Glycerin Maxes? I think that they're incredible. I think that you should try them if you have the money. $200 is kind of a lot, but it's definitely worth it if you love chasing that max cushion experience like I do. This is definitely a top 3 for myself, top 5 on my list, man. Solid pair. Nice work, Brooks, and appreciate y'all for stopping by and watching. Link in the description if you guys want to buy them. Check out my channel. Check out other videos that I have on max cushion and comfortable sneakers and just anything sneaker related. Appreciate y'all for watching. Have a good one. Peace, guys.